one has to be tremendously honest in this.
Yes.
Otherwise, one plays tricks upon oneself.
Yes.
One deceives oneself. I see clearly, logically, that the me is the mischief in the world.
Well, I don't see that so logically as simply intuitively.
I mean, all right.
It's not the result of a discursive act.
No, of course
it's not a dialectic.
Analytical dialectic. You see it. You see a selfish human being, whether it's politically high or low, you see human beings selfish and how destructive they are. Now the question is, can this content be emptied so that the mind is really empty and active and therefore capable of perception?
Probably the content cannot be simply emptied. I think that the content can be put in a perspective or can be seen for its inadequacy or its inappropriateness by a very energetic act of simply seeing. That's what I said in the beginning, that so long as I look at the truths of any given religion, I am not finding truth itself. And the way I discover the relative value of the truths of any given religion is precisely by seeing truth itself, in itself, not as an object.
No, I cannot, the mind cannot perceive the truth if there is division. That I must stick to you.
Once you have division of any kind,
that's finished.
Then you're in the categorical level, and then you will not see.
Therefore, my question is, whether the mind can empty its content? Well, this is really, you follow the...
I follow what you're saying, and I think you are devising a new methodology.
No, I'm not devising a method. I don't believe in methods. I think it's the most mechanical, destructive things.
But then you, after having said that, then you come back and say, but if the mind is if the self is really to see, it must empty itself of content. Isn't this a method?
No.
But why, sir, is it not a method?
I'll show you, sir. It's not a method because we said, as long as there is division, there must be conflict. That is so, politically, religiously. And we say division exists because of the me. Me is the content of my consciousness. And that the emptying of the mind brings unity. I see this not logically, but as fact, not conceptually. I see this in the world taking place. And you say, how absurd, how cruel all this is. And the perception of that empties the mind. The very perceiving is the act of emptying.
What you're suggesting is that the perception of the inappropriateness of the content of consciousness or of the me, the perception of that, the inadequacy of this or the truthlessness of the me, is in itself the discovery of being.
That's right.